Hey there, this is Middle-Aged Nerd Seeks Genre. I'm Cody. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I've got another book review for you. I just finished it this morning, really excited about it. It's called The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. So I heard about this book from Rachel Harrison, who wrote a really fantastic horror release this year called The Return. She posted about it on her Twitter feed and praised it incredibly highly. And I'm a big fan of Rachel's work, so I was 100% willing to take the dive into this book because she really liked it. And, spoilers up front, I was not disappointed. We're going to talk a little bit about The Year of the Witching and a couple of other books that you may want to check out that are like it. So let's start with a synopsis. The Year of the Witching is about this young girl named Emmanuel, and she lives in this town called Bethel, and in this town, she's a bit infamous. She is the daughter of a woman named Miriam who went against the will and went against the rules of this community and married an outsider of a different race. And she's believed to have also consorted with the witches and was generally disgraced in the community, brought disgrace on her entire family. And she died giving birth to Emmanuel. And so now Emmanuel lives in Bethel with this cloud hanging over her head. People sort of give her sort of a side eye and are always sort of looking at her in a strange way because of her connection to the infamous Miriam. So just outside of Bethel, there is a place called the Dark Woods, and it is a place that people who live in Bethel are forbidden to go. It's a treacherous place. It's a place where the prophet who leads Bethel believes the witches live. The witches that have in the past caused a lot of turmoil and bloodshed and harm to the citizens of Bethel. Well, as fate would have it, one night Emmanuel is forced into the Dark Wood. And when she's there in the Dark Wood, she encounters the four witches, the witches that are supposed to have had some connection to her mother Miriam. And in this interaction with the witches, she is given a gift. It is a journal that belongs to her mother. And out of this interaction with the witches in the wood, terrible things start to happen in the town of Bethel. They basically amount to the oncoming of plagues. And at the center of it is Emmanuel. So now Emmanuel has to figure out why this encounter with the witches has unleashed these plagues on the town of Bethel. What it has to do with her, what it has to do with her mother, and what it has to do with the history of the town itself and its relationship with the witches in the Dark Wood. So the novel is Emmanuel sort of racing against the clock, against the witches and against these plagues to uncover these secrets that have long been hiding under the surface of Bethel. And what she discovers not only reveals a lot about her history and her family's history, but also the history of the men who have run Bethel for many generations. And what she learns is that, the darkness isn't always sort of monsters or witches in the woods, that sometimes the darkness can be other people. Now, I'm not normally a fan of historical fiction or I'm not usually drawn to witch stories either, but I really enjoyed The Year of the Witching. It's a really fast-paced novel. It unfolds a lot like a mystery, and it creates this world of Bethel and the Dark Wood and of witches and magic in a very compelling, very authentic way. The novel also has a really lovely friendship story that is key to the unfolding of the plot, which I liked a lot, the relationship between Emmanuel and her friend Leah. And it also has a pretty nice romance, too, between Ezra, who is the son of the prophet who runs and leads Bethel, basically, and Emmanuel. These interpersonal stories are woven into the mystery in really smart and interesting ways. And what I really like about what Henderson does here is she not only creates this really kind of fun, spooky story about dark magic and plagues and witches, but she also creates a really compelling fantasy world that you want to go back to. Was really exciting. Also, this is the beginning. There's going to be a sequel to this book that Henderson is working on. So I'm very looking forward to whenever that book comes out to return to this world and see what happens after the end of the Year of the Witching. So I give big recommendations for The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. 3.5 out of 4 stars. I had a really fun time. I think you'll really dig this book if you are a fan of witch stories, if you're a fan of historical fiction, particularly historical horror, and if you like sort of horror mixed a little bit with romance and those sorts of genres, this is definitely a book I think you'd want to check out. So as always, thank you for hanging out with me and talking about books. I hope if you like what's happening here, you'll like, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things that one does on the YouTubes, and I'll see you, hopefully, in another video. Bye.